In this video you will learn what the German Nazis thought about the soldiers of the USA, Great Britain and the USSR during the Second World War. The video is based on documents and interviews with soldiers who went through the war. The USSR. The Germans had a special relationship with Soviet soldiers. They were initially set up extremely negatively. There was powerful propaganda against the Soviet Union. Then there was a popular joke in Germany: the first communists were Adam and Eve. They had no clothes, they had to steal apples to eat. They couldn't escape from the place where they lived. And they still thought they were in heaven. The Soviet Union was portrayed as a Jewish puppet that sought to destroy Europe and immerse European culture in the sea of Asian barbarism. According to the Nazis, at the beginning of the war, Soviet soldiers were considered clumsy. During the battle, the soldiers lacked any coordination. The reason was established later. It turned out that the Russians had a shortage of radio stations. However, the Germans were shocked by the desperation of the Russian soldiers. In the most hopeless situations, with huge losses, the Russians always found the courage to continue to advance. The Germans were amazed at the speed and skill with which Soviet soldiers built complex defensive structures and underground tunnels. They were surprised and frightened by how unexpectedly the Russians could attack. No one during the Second World War was as effective in night battles as the Soviet troops. The physical and spiritual steadfastness of the Soviet troops, the ability to survive in the most difficult conditions, the ability not to give up, despite the losses, this caused sincere amazement among the Germans. Great Britain. The Nazis nicknamed the British soldiers lions led by donkeys. The British military was considered professional, disciplined, and with good military training. The Germans considered them brave and tenacious. However, compared to the Germans, the British were uninitiative. They had no tactical understanding. They didn't know how to adapt to circumstances. The straightforward attacks of the British have always surprised the Germans with their simplicity. History remembers the battles when British tank units lined up and attacked the German anti-tank defense head-on. The Germans were surprised by such unsophisticated tactics, especially from the people who first invented the tank. From the positive, the Nazis singled out British artillery. It was several times more effective than Soviet or American. Therefore, all the Allies in the West relied on the support of British artillery. USA. According to the Germans, American soldiers achieved success on the battlefield thanks to an unlimited amount of resources. They had too much equipment and ammunition. German officers who took part in the fighting on the Western Front said they had no respect for American soldiers. US soldiers fought aggressively, using a large amount of artillery and ammunition. German soldiers were afraid of American weapons, especially artillery. It was inferior to the British in speed and accuracy. But the American artillery had an unlimited amount of ammunition. This fact scared the Nazis. During the battle, German soldiers had thoughts that artillery strikes would never end. Thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video.